Hey guys, it's Queen. Hope you guys are doing well. It is Tuesday the 5th, I believe. Yes, and I watched the E3 Sony press conference yesterday, and I was like super excited. It came on like at 9 p.m. my time. I was like, I am a little tired as well. But they kicked butt, honestly. Sony did really well. And so I wanted to make this video to talk about the things I found interesting. And maybe some of you guys missed it as well, but to me this seems pretty exciting for what Sony's going to do next. And I'm playing what's this called? Simpsons Road Rage. why I blanked for a second. But I'm playing Simpsons Road Rage, and I streamed randomly what was it, Friday or Saturday night, and they're like, play Simpsons Road Rage, but I had like, I don't know, I felt like playing Time Crisis. But this game, honestly, I forgot how much fun it was. I know it's fun, but I started playing and I forgot I was recording, so I probably have more gameplay than I need. But hopefully this won't drag on forever. But so first off, they started off with the company that made Heavy Rain, and so they announced this game called Beyond, and the guy had an accent, so it was like Beyond. And I was like, I don't know what to expect from it, whatever. Yo, this game looks awesome, man. Like, it looks amazing. I love games like this because taking the player and putting them in a story and getting to know the character, you know, it's like playing a movie. And I love movies. I go to the movies all the time. I spend money in theaters. People think I'm weird, I'm sure. But, you know, I love movies. I have a pretty large DVD collection. Probably not as large as other people's, but, you know, whatever. I like playing games because it immerses you in the story. And Beyond for sure does that. And I think that is so cool. And the fact that Ellen Page is doing the motion capture for this and the voiceover acting, pretty awesome. And it looks great. The compatible, like what they're doing, how they she's gonna be for some reason psychically linked, or she's like a medium, like Ghost Whisperer. A little bit of Jennifer Love Hewitt on that. So interesting. And next, well, it's a segue from Ellen Page. I'm gonna skip and go to The Last of Us. That game was being played in real time on E3. It was amazing, like straight up fun to look at, watch, everything. People were cheering in the crowds. It was great. I was like, this game looks awesome. And it makes sense that they changed the character design for Ellie and her facial features, because Ellen Page probably can't do two games at once, and she wanted to stick with Beyond. That's my assumption, because initially during the reveal trailer, that was Ellen Page's face on that character and her voice. So she can't do two things at once, so I guess she bowed out of The Last of Us with Naughty Dog and stuck with Beyond, which it looks amazing in itself. So I don't mind this Ellie, but it was sort of a tease to have Ellen Page Ellie, because the new girl, her little witty remarks don't really have a zing like how Ellen Page's would. But it looks fun nonetheless, and it has Drake's voice for the man character, whatever his name is. So they need to fix Drake's voice a little bit, because I don't like knowing that it's Drake. I want a new voice, you know? Like, fix the voice a little bit, please. But that game looks great. The animation looks fun. It looks like Uncharted 3, not Uncharted 2, which I can live with. I can't wait to get my hands on that game. That looks interesting. That's also playing a movie, which I love about video games, being able to play and be into a thick story, you know, like BioShock and Demon Souls. Like, you just Heavy Rain, just in a thick story. Yeah, that was exciting to look at. And then there was PS Vita, and I bought one. I wanted to do a review of my Vita, but I didn't. I think I didn't want to be too cliche because everyone was doing one. But what I was gonna say is that my BlackBerry Torch does more than my PS Vita, and it didn't cost as much. So I was a little disappointed at first. Like, I know what I wanted. I'm not getting an iPod ever, so I want the Vita. That's like my music and media hub. I don't necessarily game on it. I listen to music and media. But the fact that I can't watch YouTube and HTML pages don't come up was bothering the mess out of me. I was like, how in the world? I might as well, I don't know, just stick with my phone. Like, come on, Vita, you made me spend this money on you, and I can't even watch YouTube videos and do more things than that. But they are bringing YouTube to the Vita finally. Nobody even clapped for that in the audience, because it was probably like a given. They're like, well, why wasn't it on there the first place? Thank you very much. Hulu is coming to PS Vita, which is going to be pretty fly. I might get that. PlayStation 1 titles are, which is great because PS1 titles are fast to finish for the most part, and well, depending if it's not an RPG and if it's not Tomb Raider, but you know, they might be a little faster to finish than most games, and they still have that story, and so it's a good addition to the Vita. It just like enhances their library. And something called Crackle, I don't know what Crackle is. I should probably look that up before I made this video, but Crackle doesn't sound interesting to me. It sounds like it has something to do with movies, but we already got Amazon and all that stuff, so Crackle, whatever. That is very promising for the Vita. And then Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, having a female assassin look pretty cool. The Assassin's Creed series doesn't interest me, the story, but the multiplayer does. And they jacked up the multiplayer for me, so I don't even know why I mentioned Assassin's Creed. I'm not a fan of Ubisoft. I really am not. I'm sorry, you guys. Somebody thumbs down my video because I was talking about Ubisoft and how much I don't really like them, but it's the truth. The only thing good they have, in my opinion, is Splinter Cell, because my dude Sam Fisher. I love me some Sam Fisher. And that game was announced. Looks pretty interesting, but I sort of lost interest because it seemed like it was going to be an Xbox exclusive, which isn't fun for me because I don't have an Xbox and I'm not getting one just to play that game. And that was a little disappointing. But hopefully it's cross-platform. And then there's Far Cry 3. 4-player co-op. Interesting enough. It's like been done. They're trying to make it seem very, very interesting, but it's already been done, you know. That was pretty funny. And then they had 4 people playing, and they were doing call outs and junk like that, trying to act like it was interactive. And they had the girl, I'm sorry, you know, I gotta represent my girl gamers, but that chick was annoying. She kept calling out useless stuff like, I'm in cover. Like, what are you yelling out that for? Like, what are you doing? And she goes, I am planting a bomb. Like, who pauses during what they're saying? I was cracking up, you guys. Like, I was like, I don't want to hear it anymore. But that game looked interesting. I might not get it because first-person shooters aren't my cup of tea. I don't do bad in them, but they're just not my cup of tea. Then there is PlayStation All-Stars, which is the sort of I'm not gonna call it a clone, but it's very similar to Super Smash Brothers for Nintendo, and they have all the characters and they fight. That game looks really promising. I wasn't too interested in it, but seeing the gameplay on E3 looked very fun, and I'm gonna get that for PlayStation Vita because it's cross-compatible with PS3. That's gonna be fun. To be able to beat people on my Vita while they're playing PlayStation, that's gonna be fun. The Fat Princess was kicking people's butt. And then they announced 2 new characters on that game because it seemed like they were already advertising, what's his name, Sly Fox and Fat Princess and Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal and Kratos. But then they got Nathan Drake on there, which I have no idea what the guy's gonna have in his arsenal. And then they announced the Big Daddy, Mr. Bubbles. Like, they had that creepy voice and that that guttural foghorn sound that the Big Daddies make. Looking forward to that one. They didn't show BioShock Infinite. Like, what? That is my franchise. Like, they did not show that. Whatever. And then there was God of War, which looked really cool. It seemed like he could manipulate time, like sort of Prince of Persia style. I could live with that. That was cool. And he did like an ultra. Like, it was like he unleashed some, it looked like and he tried to perform a fatality or something. That's what it looked like. And then last, the Wonder Book. Now, it seems sort of corny, but when I was watching the little movie for it, that looked interesting. The J.K. Rowling book thing didn't look interesting to me at all. Like, why would I? There's no story in that. Like, the game itself has no plot story. Like, it doesn't push you forward. It's just a little casual thing to play and you hear little stuff. Not very interesting. But they showed a kid reading the book, and it was Jack and the Beanstalk. And so Jack gets eaten by the beanstalk, and he's like, a little help here. So the kid slaps, like digitally slaps the beanstalk and spits Jack out. And I was like, that's pretty cool. Like, I think that's interesting. They could probably do some really cool stuff and have it be interactive. Definitely cool. It might get a little dizzy at times because you're not seeing the animations in front of you. You have to look at the TV and imagine it's in front of you. That could definitely get a little like mind-boggling, like a little Twilight Zone-ish. So yeah, but that's what was interesting to me on E3, and I'm sure there are other things, but it didn't interest me too much. It was a little long-winded, I will say. Like, it took a while for things to get interesting. Well, not to get interesting, it just dragged out a little bit. Like, I found myself tuning him out and then coming back being like, okay, what'd he say? And then tuning him out, what am I having for dinner? And then I came back. So yeah, but all in all, it was great. I can't even remember what I saw because I was just waiting for Sony. Anyway, I'm not even going to talk about it. But yep, thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you guys think below. I'm really excited for the games to come, and my pockets may not be I'm gonna get called names for like buying games, but you know, whatever. So thank you guys, and I will hopefully talk to you soon. Bye.